should be going live. And we are live as far as what it says, but there's no timer yet. But I guess that'll be starting up soon. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Dark Avenger Live. So much really interesting stuff going on this week, both on my end and in the world's end. So, by the way, at Dark Avenger C86 across the board. And I'm still not seeing a timer. I hope I'm live. There we go. One viewer. Okay, so apparently the timer's not there anymore. Whatever. Okay, here we go. So, Brian Michael Bendis. I was celebrating on Tuesday. I was very happy. I was happy to see that. And the timer just started, everyone. I don't care. We're going because apparently I'm live because the Black Knight says, hi, what's going on? One of my close friends here on YouTube. And actually one of my close friends in the nation. So, Bendis, he basically trolled the world. First, he said on Tuesday that his run on Superman was coming to an end, just to announce the day after that the end of his run isn't for a long time. I knew it was way too short to be true. When Brian Michael Bendis is on a book, that man literally chokes a book to death before he leaves it. So I figured, another one of my favorite people from the nation. What's up, Bavarian? Welcome in. That man literally stays on a book for a while. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that Brian Michael Bendis is still going to be on Superman for a long time. Whenever Bendis does step down from one or both titles, hopefully both, I'll accept one at this point. That's when I'll be talking about Superman possibly again. Not saying he's a bad writer. Loved his work in Marvel. Most of it. Some of it I didn't. But he does not get this grasp of Superman, in my opinion. So while he is one of my favorite writers, he's definitely in my top 10. He is not doing justice, in my opinion, to Superman. That's just how I feel. I don't like the direction he's bringing the character in. And his stories have been mediocre at best. And John Romita Jr. teaming up with him once again in action just makes action that much more of a, yeah, I'll be back when the entire team changes. I don't like John Romita Jr.'s artwork, and it's killing Action Comics, which it's a shame because Action Comics literally just celebrated its 1,000th issue, and I think it deserves a little bit more not respect, but that's not the right word to use, but I think it deserves a little bit more than what it's been getting lately, and it's kind of sad, whereas Detective Comics is doing amazing, and as a matter of fact, news-wise today, they were saying that Detective Comics 1027 is going to be 122 pages or 42 pages, something like that. It's going to be basically almost a trade paperback size or a mini trade paperback size to celebrate the 1027th issue, which is, I believe, the issue where Robin debuted or something, but they're doing something really special for it. And with Action Comics, we are getting nothing. All it is, yeah, Brian Michael Bendis and John Romita Jr. I don't know. I feel like it's insulting a little bit to have this happen because very few people are talking about Action Comics now, if at all. And I just think it deserves more than what it's getting just because of the name and how far it's come. 1,000 issues, years of issues. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. He used to be my favorite writer when I first got into comics, but at this point, I personally think he lost his touch. Yes, the art is not helping. No, it's not at all. And what drives me nuts about John Romita Jr. is his artwork in the 80s was spectacular. What happened to him in the 2000s? I don't know. But, yeah, it's like Black Knight said, Action Comics has bad writing and bad art. But Superman is a little better because it's bad writing, but good art. I will definitely agree with that. I think the art saves Superman a little bit. Yeah, I can agree with that. Because I do still look at the books, and yes, Superman's art is very good. Action, I don't think John Romita Jr. is going anywhere until Bendis does, so that just means Action Comics for, unfortunately, anywhere where John Romita Jr. started all the way through till completion of the team. And it's sad because Action Comics is, like I said, was the first comic to ever hit its 1,000th issue. And this is the treatment DC is giving it now. And then people wonder why people are going either towards Marvel or even in a complete opposite direction, going towards the independents instead of reading the big two or DC Comics anymore. They're truly wondering why DC isn't doing as well as it could. I mean, I don't know. When it comes to DC Comics, there are a lot of things I would change if I was editor of DC Comics, but I would never be editor of DC Comics. I don't think I'd ever be even considered for editor of DC Comics because my ideas would completely... Again, I'm a fan. I'm a lover of comics. I don't feel like I could direct DC. I grew up reading DC Comics. There are people that like the direction DC's going right now, and then there are a lot of people that don't. There are a lot of people that like where Marvel's going right now, and there are a lot of people that are not happy with Marvel right now. I am personally excited for the new Iron Man series that's coming out with designs for the new Iron Man armor by Alex Ross. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be getting the Alex Ross because obviously if he's designing the armor, he's going to be doing the covers. So I'll be there for the covers and for the arc and for the story as long as it's good. So yeah, I'm excited to get back into Iron Man because I wasn't really feeling this run with Dan Slott, unfortunately, because I was hoping to really enjoy it, and we won't talk about the run before with Brian Michael Bendis because once again, that was a run that I didn't fall in love with either. But in Brian Michael Bendis' defense, the only run that I actually did enjoy with Iron Man was Invincible Iron Man, and I think that was by Jason Aaron. That was around the time of Siege. When Siege happened. So it's very hard for me to get into an Iron Man and Thor comic. It needs good writing and good art. It's just certain characters I will, certain things it doesn't, I could enjoy it still. But there are certain characters that I need a good story and I need good artwork or else the character just bores me at some point. And I love Thor. And Jason Aaron's run was a bit long on Thor. And it came to its end. Or it gave its points out, so it's kind of more okay. But there were times where I dropped the Jason Aaron Thor because it was just all over the world, and you have to follow it. And that's what I'm hoping with Hickman on X-Men. I'm hoping the same thing doesn't happen there because Hickman writes long, Endgame. The Endgame is very far in the future, and you can't jump in the middle because then you don't understand what happened in the beginning. So I'm just hoping that I'll be with X-Men through Hickman's run as well. Again, when it comes to writers, I don't know why they have such a long run in mind. I don't understand why companies keep writers. And I'm not just talking about Bendis, and I'm not just talking about Hickman. I'm talking about series in general. If a series is doing amazing, if it's really got like a high sales rate, you'd be crazy to break that team up right away. But if a book is doing average at best and below average, as an editor, I would start saying, okay, maybe it's time to change the team up. Maybe it's time to let their run kind of wrap up and move forward. Maybe I'm crazy. Again, this is why I'm not an editor for DC or Marvel. But the one thing I love about the independents are, first of all, when it comes to the independents, a lot of the books that are written and done have a beginning and end for the most part. Some don't, like Spawn. Some like Walking Dead, which didn't have an ending for a long time. Invincible didn't have an ending for a long time as well. But again, every book, they kind of have a way to end it when it's time. And I just think independents just do things so much better. Maybe it's because there's less rules. Maybe it's less rigid. Maybe it's less, you're not all in the same universe. So technically you got more freedom because each book has its own universe. Whereas in DC and Marvel, if you do something in Marvel, it impacts all the characters. And you do something in DC, it impacts all the characters in DC. I don't know. Personally, though, I think that's why the independents thrive so much is because they have so many different universes and so many different things going on that you don't have to worry what happens in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because it's not going to impact Transformers. And you don't have to worry about what happens in Transformers because it's not going to impact G.I. Joe. If there's a crossover, it takes place in a blank space of time that doesn't really matter. It just has the characters from both stories in it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Again, I could be just crazy. that makes me want to add Iron Man to my trade list. I will probably end up getting the single issues as long as Alex Ross does the covers. But what I like about Marvel is they make trade paperbacks first, and then when there's about 2 or 3 trade paperbacks out, they make a hardcover. I will probably be getting the single issues and holding out for the hardcover because their hardcovers are oversized, and at least this way it makes me buying it twice worth it, because then I have the regular size, I have the oversized hardcover, and the hardcovers are just so beautifully made, so beautifully put together. I'm rereading Aaron's Door right now, and it's better knowing the end game and reading it in one go. Totally agree, Bavarian, because when you don't know what the end game is, and you're there, and you're, all right, well, what's going to happen next? You know, where is this going? You're kind of like, I want to kind of have an idea. What's up, James? James in comments. James actually just dropped a new vlog video today. And I feel like knowing the ending or having an idea of the ending kind of, okay, so I know where we're going from the beginning. So you started off and you're like, I know where this is going to end. And I don't have to play like 1,000 guessing games or guess 1,000 questions. That's why I like to. Singles and oversized hardcovers. Exactly. And that's why, by the way, I'm going to take a pause from talking about Marvel and DC. I mentioned JD, for those of you that don't know, JD, the Media Jack, who is now editing my videos for this channel, which I appreciate immensely. He's been taking the time out to do a little bit of work for me on this, you know, in his spare time. He did the review that just happened this past Tuesday. If you missed it, or yeah, this past Monday. So if you missed it, definitely go by. I always say Tuesday for some reason, and check that video out. I loved it. And he's going to be editing them moving forward, unless he gets busy, and then I'll probably have to do the editing. I do have 3 videos coming out between this weekend, this Saturday, and next Saturday. Saturday, I don't know when, but sometime next week, and the following Saturday. This Saturday, I have an unboxing. Sometime next week will be a haul video. It will be my birthday haul video. And then next Saturday is going to be a special haul video. So you have 2 haul videos and an unboxing to look forward to. I'm really excited for the one coming out tomorrow. I've been talking about it on Twitter. For those of you that don't know, I made an order with TKO Studios. I finally got my box. It was missing in the mail for almost a month. They found it. They got it to me, and I was able to do my unboxing. So I will be doing the unboxing. The video will be going up tomorrow. And then, like I said, sometime next week will be the birthday haul, which I'm sure, Bavarian, you're going to like it. And then Saturday will be a special haul, which I'm not going to spoil what it is yet. But when you see the title, you're going to have an idea. If you've been following me on this channel for as long as I've been around, you're going to know once I say what the haul is from. You're probably, it's one of 2 things you're going to know right away. And then when you see the first thing, you're going to be like, I know what this is. So I like to keep people surprised. So in 7 days, you'll find out, because I'll probably end up setting it to premiere either Friday, or maybe I'll be a little mean and do Dark Avenger live and then set it to premiere, so it makes people keep guessing a little bit more. Thanks for that plug. But Iron Man definitely sounds interesting, especially if there's going to be a new suit design. Every time they do a new Iron Man, there's a new suit design, and I like that, because I feel like each arc is special because there is something new that you get to see suit-wise in each arc. So I'm really looking forward to the new suit. I'm looking forward to the series. We'll see where it goes. I mean, from what I've heard, the artist on the book, I can't remember what other books the artist has done, but I know that my friends on Frontline are very excited. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to love it too, because we kind of gel with a lot of the same types of artwork and stories. We are similar. There are a few stories here and there that we all disagree with, but for the most part, we agree when it comes to Marvel and DC, for the most part. Kind of in the middle ground. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it anyway. I'm really going to be checking that out when it comes. I'm sure we're going to be talking about it on Tuesday for Comic Book Weekly. But yeah, so going back to the main topic with Bendis, I don't know. I really feel like DC Comics, they got rid of Dan Didio, and they're separating from Diamond, and they're doing their own thing now, and we're all kind of left scratching our head wondering what's next now, since DC's doing all these different things. And I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things where we'll have to wait and see. But with Bendis, I really, truly hope that DC doesn't keep him on the book for like 5-6 years. I don't think they will. I truly and honestly do hope that if he wasn't going to end his run this year, hopefully maybe next year, just because I don't feel any writer should be on a book, A, too long, and B, he shouldn't have the whole series anyway. There should be 2 teams on Superman right now. There are 2 books, should be 2 teams, just like there are 2 Batman books and 2 teams plus other Batman tie-ins, and every single one of them has a different team on it. But like Bendis has Superman, he has Young Justice, he has everything. Good evening, Simon. Welcome in, welcome. So a little disappointed that Bendis is still on Superman, but good man, was a good writer. I did like a lot of his stuff. Not digging his Superman. So hopefully at some point when he steps down and he goes into a different book, we'll see where he goes with that book instead. But he's definitely not gelling for me in Superman. So another piece of news is, by the way, for those of you that don't know, I am working on a default end video for all of my videos. So instead of me running through, don't forget to do subscribe, the bell, and everything like that, other than the live show, which I will be doing it on the live show, I actually did pre-record an ending that will be popping up at the end of all my videos except the 3 videos I mentioned before. The 2 hauls and the unboxing were recorded before I made the ending, the end card, or the end video, if you want to call it that. It's true. I said too much truth at once. So it won't be on them. It will be premiering on the Dark Avenger comic book review this Monday. However, if you are part of the Dark Avenger Nation on Facebook, and if you're not, link to join is in the description below. The ending video, the end card that JD edited for me, that will be at the end of all the videos, is already up, so you can get a glimpse at what the ending video is going to be from now on at the end of my whatever video. It could be the review, it could be a haul, whatever. That's going to be the end part of the video. So this way I don't have to worry about remembering a bunch of things and screwing up my endings and whatnot. It's all there. And the good news is I am going to be changing it up from time to time to kind of match the time of year. So this one will be on the videos for now. When I feel like I want to change it up, as long as JD is available, we will work on changing up the video. So that's some cool stuff. So the channel is really gearing up. I'm really happy with where everything's moving forward to. We've got really awesome edits now, thanks to JD. We've got some really cool videos coming up, a lot of stuff coming back on schedule. I have the Dark Avenger Live's been going perfectly. I have the 2 series that I'm looking to bring back that are either I'm going to start one up this weekend and then figure out a date. The thing is, I'm trying to figure out where everything would fit date-wise. Once I figure that out, life will be a lot easier, and then I'll be able to make the videos. JD will be able to edit the videos on a schedule, and we'll be able to move forward in one nice gear. It'll be one gear in motion all the time, and it'll work out great. So I'm working on a few other really cool things there. I did create, I think I talked about this last week, I did create a TikTok. I actually had no clue where I was going to go with it. I have several ideas now. I actually talked about it with James and JD last night a little bit. So I've got some really fun ideas to do on TikTok that's going to run kind of a little bit independent from this channel, but the connecting factor to this channel is I will still be bringing comic books and just comic discussions and spotlights into my TikTok, as well as stuff that's going on the channel onto my TikTok. Instagram should be starting up soon. You see, the thing is right now, my cabinet has a bunch of stuff that I just unboxed and just did a haul on. So this weekend, I'm going to be putting them away because some of the stuff is books that's going to go on a shelf that's going to be next to this couch. It's going to be built after the room is turned into a 100% office. And then those books are going to go on the shelf. So for right now, I'm boxing them to put them, not away, but to put them in a organized space for now. And then we'll have the review station back, and I'll be able to do a little bit more on there. I'm trying to think. There are a few really fun things that I'm working on coming up, though. So we'll see where things go. And as always, if anybody has anything they'd like to see me do that I've done on this channel before, and you could mention it now live. I have 6 viewers live, and if you have anything you'd like to see in particular, you're welcome to mention it. We could talk about it now. We could talk about it whenever. But I have done almost everything on this channel. The thing that I want to do, though, is keep it on a comic book basis, or at the very least keep it in the realm of things that I've done that doesn't involve obviously I already have Brent and I already have Aftershock Wrestling, so I wouldn't do wrestling vlogging. I have a secondary channel for that, so I wouldn't do that on this channel. Somebody mentioned something once and I said video games, unless it's comic related, I wouldn't do video games on this channel. That I would put on my secondary channel. But other than that, there's a huge genre of other things that I've done on this channel that would fit. I've done anime, I've done manga, I've done figure and toy reviews, I've done collector reviews, I've done spotlights on certain things, and I'm looking to bring some of that back to a certain capacity, as long as it doesn't mess with the schedule that I'm working on this channel. I'm looking to bring that back. I've done series reviews, I've done episode reviews, I've done live viewings, but I feel like those are kind of going out now, because it's, if you're not seeing what I'm seeing and I'm just sitting here going, well, that's nice, even I get bored of myself doing that. So I probably won't be doing live viewings anymore, unless it's something that's like live and I can react to it. And if I could have, I'd love to get like a program where if it's live on like YouTube, if it's like a convention or a panel or something like that, I could show it like in a smaller screen so everybody can watch along with me, as opposed to me just sitting here looking at the screen like this and you think I'm looking at you, but I'm actually watching a conference or whatever. So there are a few things, like I said, there's a few fun things that I'm working on. So this week, actually, speaking of comic books, I actually have, let's see, 4, 8, 12, 16 books. We're starting to move up on the amount of books that I'm reading this week. I don't know how many. Let's see. Let's go with DC first. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 DC books. Let's see. 1, and then 2, 3 Marvel books, and then the rest are all independents. All independents, and it's the last issue for Go Power Rangers. It's the last issue for the beginning of the Omega Rangers, the original Red, Black, and Yellow Ranger leaving the original Mighty Morphin team and becoming Omega Rangers. It was a bittersweet ending, I will say that, since I've read that book already. It's sad to see the book go, but I feel like how much more can you get out of Go Power Rangers before you're going too far? And I think that this was a perfect way to end it, and now we can focus on Mighty Morphin. Ranger Slayer is getting her own book for, I don't know if it's a one-shot or miniseries. At this point, COVID happened and everything went up in the air. I think it was supposed to be a one-shot. Might be a one-shot, might be an ongoing, might be a mini. Either way. As a matter of fact, my Blue Ranger figure and Ranger Slayer figure actually came in recently, so I'll be showing those on Instagram soon. I like seeing hauls for physical books. Not sure if you were planning on doing these. Yes, I am. So good news, Bavarian hauls are coming back. I mentioned this on my stay-at-home haul video that I was bringing weekly hauls back. I have to. I have several orders since COVID happened. It pushed them. So once all of my monthly pre-orders are done, I am switching over to a weekly. I'm going to let this previews go monthly because it's June and July, or it's July and August. Come either October or November, I am going to be switching up my haul video, my pre-orders back to a weekly basis. It costs a little bit more, but at the same time, at least I'm getting my books on a weekly basis and I can do a physical haul video. So I am working on bringing that back, and I actually did buy a fair amount of books from Midtown over the past 2 weeks. I was going to do a haul video for those, but since I have a couple more orders coming, I'm going to wait and I'm going to just do it all together. I have a couple more Midtown orders I made, that were released this week. So I'll let this week's come, and then I'll just do a grand haul for the month of June, because by the time they come, it'll be mostly over June. Or I'll call it a mid-June haul or something like that. And I want to also get the hauls that I recorded out, so this way they're out and they don't stay in my post list for too long. Even monthly hauls if you're not getting the book. Oh, if you want a monthly haul, maybe I could do that while I'm getting my DCBS orders. I could still do a monthly haul. I could do that. So I don't know when this month's. The thing is, this month came divided. I already got some of my books from DCBS, and actually that's part of the haul that's in there. But then I also got a couple of books coming still in my next month. So what I might do is I'll wait for my next month and then do it all together. I could do that. Your thoughts on another $10 book for Detective 127 for 144 pages comic in September? I did talk about that, and I'm okay with it being $10 because it's 144 pages. Now, here's the thing, though, Matthew. First of all, welcome in. I talked about that, and I'm excited about that. I'm okay with that as long as we don't get what happened in Birds of Prey, where it takes you 5 minutes to read through the entire book, and it means absolutely nothing. This is a special issue. It's supposed to commemorate the 1,000 issues after the Detective 27 issue. So as long as they do it justice, it's 144 pages. At least that does beckon a $10 price tag, unlike when Marvel just does a number one and it's like 60 something pages or 70 something pages and they want $10. That's a different story. That I don't agree with. But with Detective Comics, it's 144 pages. That is a mini to medium trade paperback. So yeah, I'm okay with it being $10. It's gonna be like a book almost. So I'm behind it. I will definitely support it. I just hope the stories in the book are worth it. That's what I want. I'm hoping that they give us a good 144 page story, and they don't just give us a bunch of throwaway mini stories that basically make you feel like you wasted $10 on a book that will end up in maybe a $5 bin later on, half price. So that's my only hope, is they give us a good 144 page story, or if they have to make more than one story, at least the stories are memorable, worth reading, and again, not a waste of money. So if they're going to do this, hopefully they do it right. With the way DC Comics is going lately with their decisions, I'm questioning it. But I'll still probably end up getting it because it's going to be right after the Joker War anyway. So it might involve some fallout from the Joker War. So we'll see. So I'll probably still end up getting it just to see if there's any fallout or whatnot. Let's hope Punchline is freaking worth it. I know she was in Batman 92. I didn't finish reading it yet. I didn't actually start reading Batman 92 yet. So I'm hoping that Punchline was worth the wait and was worth going crazy finding Batman 89, Hell Arisen issue number 3, and I still don't understand why Nightwing issue 70 sold out, but thank God 71 was not hard to acquire, because jeez, it was a pain in the balls to find. So issue 70 was hard to find. 71 was easy. I know Punchline is coming though in Nightwing, but at this point the first appearance has happened, so now nobody's really going crazy. And then everyone went crazy over Legion of Superheroes this week for a one panel, not even first appearance of the Gold Lantern. If you read Legion of Superheroes issue number 1, he's in that issue. So technically, his first appearance was in Legion of Superheroes issue number 1. So wasn't even a first appearance. It was more of a spotlight on him. Some people are saying 1027 might be Bendis jumping on point to Detective. I don't think so. I think people are saying that because of what happened with Action Comics 1000, where that happened. Bendis had his story at the end of the book, and that's what led into 1001. I don't think Bendis is going to go on Batman without leaving another book. And since he's not leaving Superman, I don't think he's going to jump into Batman. I hope not. I mean, how much more can one man write? The man is on multiple books right now. And even if he let's let's tease the fact and tickle the fact that maybe the rumor, maybe that he finished writing all of his Superman run. And like it's written, it just has to be played out. It just has to be drawn and put out and maybe edited from now and again. Let's pretend that he finished writing all that. Would he really be a good idea to put on Batman before he finishes off his Superman? I still think that would be way too much to put on one man. I think that Bendis is a good writer. As he gets older, less and less am I enjoying from him. But maybe it's because he's only been doing Superman, Legion, and Young Justice. And every single one of those books, I don't read Legion. I'm not really a fan of Young Justice, and I don't like Superman. Maybe that's why I feel that way. But he hasn't done really that much good in DC right now. Just my opinion again. Some people love his books right now, and that's great. Again, diversity in enjoyment is needed, or else books are just going to fail and die. So I don't know. But I think that'd be ludicrous to put him on Batman, having him on all the other books already. Because then you might as well just give Bendis everything and let him write all of DC Comics. Because, slowly, if he's going to work into Batman and everything else, just give him everything. Call it DC the Bendis years, because that's what'll happen. I don't think they're doing it Bavarian. I really don't think they're doing it Bavarian. That would be insane. That would be crazy. So, and then I'm giving a lot of slack to DC, but let's talk about Marvel for a second. All their books, slowly they're surprising us with, oh, this book is going to a digital-only format now. Oh, this miniseries is a digital-only format now. Oh, this didn't come out yet, but when it does, it's going to be digital-only, so you're going to have to buy it physically as a trade paperback. Marvel's not off my shit list either, because I don't like their decisions either. And again, I give huge props, and I will forever give huge props to every single independent company out there, because they have not changed a single thing. If a book was coming out digitally, it's coming out digitally. If it was coming out physically, it's coming out physically. It's just 2 months where nothing came out, and they're moving forward. They're sticking with Diamond. They're not leaving Diamond. So the comic shop owners are very happy about that. And just everything is continuing forward as normal. They just lost 2 months of progress in their stories, and it pushes them 2 months further into the future. But they're moving forward, and they're doing a damn good job so far. Whereas I don't know what's going on with Marvel and DC, but man, oh man, hopefully their trains stop derailing and they get back on track, because DC and Marvel are the big two. That's where a lot of people are introduced to comics. Not everyone, but a lot of people are introduced to the comic industry, to the comic book communities, through either a DC book or a Marvel book, or a few DC books and a few Marvel books, or both. So, plus he writes Naomi. Yeah, he writes Naomi, but Naomi's on a break right now. The Dark Bendis verse. Oh God, don't even joke like that, Bavarian. But I don't know, the way DC and Marvel are going, I'm going to play the long game and wait it out. I really am. But I've been tickling this idea for a while now. Don't start, Tevya. I'm warning you in advance, because we already talked about that anyway. But the way DC and Marvel are going right now, I don't know if at some point I might just read some, Marvel's already putting everything digital only. Slowly things are turning digital only. I don't think everything will ever go digital only, but they're going close to it. And at the same time, the way DC's going, and you don't know what direction they're going, what the price of their comics are going to be, and how many they're going to be, if any, and if they're going to a digital-only format. I don't know if in the future, maybe starting in 2021, I'll read my books digitally, because Comic Frontline and, working in comic book press. And then as far as collection-wise, my own personal collection that I buy to keep, for myself, I might just turn DC and Marvel into trade paperbacks only. I truly, the idea has been in my head now. This is the third week that I am thinking about this. And if things continue to spiral downward, chill with the comments, Tevya. You just walked in and already you have 3. Relax. But the way things are going with DC and Marvel, if they continue to downward spiral, there are a lot of really awesome independent books out there that are still coming out, individual issues, physically. And if it is digital first or something like that, it was always meant to be digital and then it comes out as a trade. I might actually consider moving all my Marvel and DC to trade paperback. I already do it with X-Men, everything X-Men. I'm already doing it with Daredevil. I'm probably going to do it with Daredevil. I don't think I'm doing any DC books as trade paperback only yet. No, I'm not. I'm not doing any books DC-wise as trade paperback yet. But I'm thinking of doing Amazing Spider-Man that way. And I don't know. I think it's going to come down to that. No, I don't think physical comics are going to die, Tevia. I think that Marvel and DC don't know what they're doing anymore. I mean, thank God, like I said, the independents are still moving forward. Life as usual. We just had 2 months where we couldn't ship out our books. So we're 2 months in the future. But, I've fallen in love with a lot of independent stories. Unfortunately, a few that have ended already that I wish I would have been there as they were coming out. And some that are going on as we speak. So I just hope, I don't know what the deal is with Deadly Class. I know 44 came out. We talked about it. I don't know when the next book's coming out. Are they on break? Aren't they on break? Nobody's talking about Deadly Class, and they better be, because I actually got the entire trade paperback series because I like Deadly Class. So hopefully we get Deadly Class back soon. And I want to catch up on Gideon Falls because I like the artwork in the book. I want to catch up. I know the new issue comes out next week. I did not buy it. I'm getting that also in trade. And another thing is I see a lot of collectors that I follow now, like Gem Mint and Near Mint collectors or collection. I keep messing their YouTube name up. One of these days I'll remember it correctly. But I see that they buy all their stuff as trade paperback. Tevia, chill. Let other people talk. This is This is the last time I'm going to ask you, please, my buddy, please. Let other people talk. You're literally becoming a wall of text again. And you thought wrong. Dan Didio was just ahead. DC is still being run by people that are higher than Dan Didio in DC. So I still buy. I see them and I see their collections, and it looks so cool. I mean, when you get those trade paperbacks on a nice shelf. So for right now, as always, with the Dark Avenger review and whatnot, I do like reviewing books, individual issues as they come out, and that's never going to change. So I still will be reviewing books as they come out individually, just thinking about my own personal collection. And then it does kind of impact what Bavarian was talking about, where she was asking about doing a monthly haul or a physical haul. That's where it would impact the most, would be the haul videos, where if I started doing trade paperbacks, yes, trade paperbacks come out each and every week. There's no problem buying books every week. The problem becomes they are more pricey. It's like you're buying an entire arc all at once. So it impacts the hauls as far as less individual issues, more trades. And at some point, it might change the hauls back from a weekly to a monthly, or once a month there would be a big haul, and then the weekly hauls would kind of be smaller, like maybe 5 or 6 books. But I know a lot of people enjoy Mike Spider Slayer's hauls, and I know that he gets about 5 or 6 books a week. Sometimes he'll get to 10, 12, depending on the week. So more than likely, that's what would happen. The weekly hauls would be smaller, but then it would give way to a gigantic haul at the end of the month when I get all my trade paperbacks. It's hard to keep up with the discussion in the community if you're 6 months behind, so I like to be up to date with big books at least. Agreed, 100%. 100%. So like I said, I probably would still read my books digitally to be up to date, to do this review. I love doing this review every week. I do my Dark Avenger comic review. I do my Dark Avenger comic review every single week for all of you, so we can discuss all the stuff that's going on currently. Because, like you just said, Bavarian, it's true. Trade paperbacks are about 6 months after the fact. It's kind of like Marvel Unlimited. I'd love to join Marvel Unlimited. The only problem with Marvel Unlimited all their books are 6 months in the past. The book has to be out for 6 months before it comes out on the app. And I believe right now, if I was only reading through the Marvel Unlimited app, I would be in the middle of last year. And then when we get to this year, I don't know if they're going to hold off for a while adding new books, or if they're just going to have to bite the bullet and post some books that came out during and after the coronavirus to have new content to make people stay on their Marvel Unlimited app, or they're just going to go off and post older books to make up for the 2 months where when they catch up to themselves, there's no new content they could put on Unlimited. They might put some older stuff up temporarily. I don't know. But I was considering getting Marvel Unlimited, the one where you get a yearly care package where you get a limited edition Marvel Legend figure and a few other things. This year was X-Men, and it came with, I believe, a multicolored Deadpool, which you all know I love Deadpool, so I actually was thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I still miss various indie, mainly Saga. Saga should be coming back. Saga should be coming back soon, Matthew. I'm hoping Saga comes back soon. I miss it. What about DC Universe, Tevia? At this point, that's what I feel. That question answers itself. What about the DC Universe? Nothing really is going on there, and things are going off, unlike with Disney Plus where things are going on. So my thoughts on the DC Universe app, if you're going to put DC comic series, like live action series on HBO Max, take all your video stuff, move it over to HBO Max, turn the DC Universe app into a comic book only app, and yeah, because at this point I'm dropping DC Universe come September anyway. I love the series that they've brought out. I have Teen Titans, Young Justice, and Doom Patrol all on DVD already, or are they Blu-ray? No, I'm sorry, they're Blu-ray season sets. Titan season 1 and 2, Doom Patrol season 1, and Young Justice season, the complete, what is that? It's third season? No. Yeah, third season. Whatever season number it is, that season I actually got on a Blu-ray season set as well, because there's no and then again, I could watch it through the DVDs, so I don't need to go on the app anymore unless I'm, not feeling up to getting up and getting the DVDs. I can just click the app here. But if everything they release is coming out on DVD anyway, in this case, unlike with comic books, I am totally okay waiting for the DVD set to come out and then watching it that way. I wish Disney Plus would include Marvel Unlimited. There would be so many new readers. Bavarian, I'd be cool with that, but I think that Marvel in the end game would lose money. But like with DC, for example, DC Comics, if you join DC Universe, there's a deal to get other apps with it. Now, if you were to get with your Disney Plus, maybe you pay $5 more or $2-3 more, and you get the Marvel Unlimited app as well. That sounds more doable, honestly. I don't think they would just throw it in for free. Did you watch the PS5 presentation? What are your thoughts? I will share that in a moment. Let me just catch up to this. Yeah. You just said exactly what I said, Bavarian. Exactly. I would do that. 100% would do that. Now, the PlayStation 5. I need to know the price. It looks amazing. I can't wait for it. And there are some games that they are talking about coming out for the PS5 that I really want to. Miles Morales is getting his own freaking Spider-Man game. How freaking lit is that? I want that game now as opposed to later. However, they did not mention a price tag, and the predictions are anywhere from $500 to $550. Now, if it's $500, I could see myself getting it. Either the PlayStation or the... Now, the problem is I want to get the Series X as well. So, at this point, it really is Miles Morales Spider-Man versus Halo 6. And it's hard because I've been waiting for Halo 6 for a long time, but the Miles Morales Spider-Man, if it's anything like the Spider-Man game we got for the PS4, I want that too. So it truly depends on how much both systems are and which system just wins overall in the end. Because right now, Xbox takes everything except Halo, and PlayStation, for the most part, only has Spider-Man. It's going to be hard, but if I have it, I'll get both. If not, then it's a toss-up. It depends which system is cheapest. Whichever system is cheapest first. As long as it's not $900. Remember when PlayStation 3 came out and PlayStation wanted $900 for that? Yeah, I don't think so. So, for me, they said $700. If it's that, then they can whistle Dixie. I'm going right to Xbox. It's an Oreo. That's what I've been hearing. It's an Oreo space taco. But yes, Miles Morales is going to be awesome. If it's $700, I do not have that amount of money to just throw away on a system. I'm working right now on trying to build this channel up, which is very much comic related. And 700 Bazulus out of my pocket day of release. It's hard. I mean, I probably will, if the Xbox Series X is cheaper, I'll probably go with that. And I have a gaming PC now, so those games that are going to be on the Series X will work on my PC still. So, I mean, I might end up having to move over to the Xbox for now. Resident Evil 8 does look amazing, but Resident Evil 8 is going to be on Xbox and PlayStation, so I still can play that on either console. So, oh wait, what's this? Because I think Xbox will do a monthly thing where you pay for the Xbox like for a cell phone, and at the end of 2 years you own it. If they do that, I might end up favoring Xbox. I would favor Xbox. I'm going to have to wait on everybody is, because I feel like they're going to be way too much money. I would have to wait if it's more than $450. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they've got to make it affordable for the consumer, or else only the like hardcore gamers and people who have like sponsors and really huge Twitch streamers or people who've been saving up forever will be able to get them on day of launch. So I don't know. It looks great, Chris. 100% looks amazing. I want it. I will own it someday. I just don't know if I'll own it at launch because, and also to be fair, I'm waiting for it to become available. You know, I think $4.99 I heard. See, that I could do. That I can do. I can do that. But if it goes beyond that, I can't do it. Even for $50 more, you got to take in tax. And, well, shipping is free from Amazon, so you got to take in tax. So I could do $500. That would be like my cutoff. But going back to what I was saying, though, when it comes to these systems, it's also they sell out super quick. Any new system that comes out, you know Amazon's going to be gone like that. You know GameStop like that. So I'll be lucky if I get the first wave anyway. The Xbox One, I got lucky and was part of the first wave. The PlayStation 4, I don't know if I got it on the first wave. I don't know if I got it the first wave or the second wave, but I got it somewhere there. So I got lucky when those new consoles came out. Will I be lucky this time around? We'll have to wait and see. It's just consoles are very expensive. It's like buying a new computer every 4 to 5 years, because that's technically what it is. It's a computer. And I'm not doing the digital only one. I want the physical disc ones because I want a physical collection. However, and call me a hypocrite. Call me a hypocrite because I know Tevya probably will, because too bad. If the digital only consoles are $100 cheaper, you might win me. You might get me on that. Because let me explain. If it's a $500 console and a digital only console, which won't have a disc drive, is $100 cheaper, I might bend and get a digital only. Because at this point, and my friend Brett told me this, and it's true. What is a physical disc nowadays? When you put a disc in your Xbox, when you put a disc in your PlayStation, what is it? Is the game on the disc? No. As a matter of fact, When you put a disc in for the first time on your Xbox or PlayStation, it downloads a packet onto your PlayStation or your Xbox. That's it. That's all. And then the only thing your disc is used for from that moment on, it's a glorified startup. You put the disc in and it registers that it starts the program up, and then that's all. The disc is not used for anything but a glorified startup. The game itself is already downloaded onto your system and saved on there. So, for example, that 84 gigabyte update for Call of Duty, if you use a disc, you just have a startup disc. The game itself is already on your system. So if you give me a very good deal, and this goes for both consoles, Xbox or PlayStation, you give me a good deal, I will consider getting a digital-only console. The only downside is you have to be really sure you want a game when you pre-order it, because number one, when you pre-order it, you cannot cancel. You cannot cancel it. They need to fix that, though. I feel like if you pre-order a game and you change your mind, you should have the ability to change your mind and to have it canceled. But for the most part, I probably wouldn't pre-order anymore. I'd probably order the night before and just have it download on my console then. But if you give me a good deal, Xbox, if you give me a good deal, PlayStation, I will go digital only. I'm not even kidding at this point, because I've been buying a lot of my Xbox stuff digitally anyway. And if the console is $100 cheaper, that's $400 each. That's $800 for both. That's literally only $300 more than one of the consoles physical with a physical disc drive. I'll do it. I'll do it. I will do it. Rest in peace, Denny O'Neil. Yes, he was a legend. Denny O'Neil was a legendary writer. I remember the good old days where you just put a game in and play it right out of the get-go. I do too. And I miss those days, James, but we're beyond those days, and you and I both know that. Nowadays, you have to download a game, install it, do updates, have internet. So, again, my point goes to I will probably end up going to a digital-only format with games if the consoles are cheaper. I usually sell my games, so I won't do digital. I never sell my games. That's the problem. You should see my rack of games. I've shared a picture before. I have rows and rows of games, hundreds of them. So if anything, buying digital-only games, I still would keep them forever anyway. Okay, so Tevye sells his games too, so he'd rather. I never sell. That's my thing. I don't. I did it once and I regretted it. I forgot what game I bought. I bought a game. It was awful, terrible, and this is before Homefront. I still have that disgusting game. But I ended up selling it to GameStop for credit to save money on a newer game, and I only got like a $10 credit, and the game was practically brand new. It was maybe no, that wasn't it. It was about a year-old game, so I got $10 off my new game for it. Woo! Then I went and tried to sell another game, and they wanted $5. It literally came out 4 weeks prior, and they're like, yeah, but the game got such bad reviews that nobody wants it, so we'll give you $5. I said, absolutely not. Took the game home, said, screw it. I put it away and never touched it again, but I was not going to sell a game I paid $50 for $5. So I basically paid $47 to play the game for 4 weeks. No. Never sell your games to GameStop. Sell them on eBay or something. Never, ever, ever sell them to GameStop. I have a fund the hobbies. You have to fund the hobby somehow. So I got you. I understand. I understand that completely. I completely understand that. So, but for me, it's like I am being very selective with my games now because of my comic collecting and my collectible collecting. So I don't really buy as many games anymore. I canceled The Last of Us 2. I don't care how many people say that game is critically is a 100 or 96 out of 100 or 10 out of 10, or it's a spectacular game. It's a way to end the PlayStation 4 just like The Last of Us 1 ended the PlayStation 3. No. The game, if what the script that was leaked is even 50% true, I don't care. No, it's not. And I feel like a lot of the review, I hope I'm wrong. But I hope that nobody got paid to do a good review for this game to make sales on it. I won't read it. I won't buy it. I won't, because I have a feeling that game's going to go down to $5 anyway, and there's going to be a next console generation adaptation. So I'll wait for the PS5 version if it's that good. If it's truly that good, I will wait for it to come out on PS5 and get it that way. But I will not buy it. I won't buy it. I haven't read Denny O'Neil's Daredevil work, but I definitely should. Definitely should. I lost respect for IGN rating it a perfect Bavarian. And I hate to cast shade on any review chat site, but this is well known. IGN gets paid to do a lot of their reviews. And the fact that you just told me they gave it a perfect 10, IGN gets paid off to do a lot of that stuff. I do not take any review from IGN seriously. There was a person who gave, what game was it? It was a horror game. It was one of the Resident Evil games, I think. And no, was it Resident Evil or was it? Maybe it was. No, it was the not The Last of Us. Oh my God, the game that was. Wow, I can't believe Days Gone. IGN gave Days Gone like a 6, and the woman said in her review, "I don't like doing horror games." So they gave her a game that she didn't like to begin with, played it, didn't like it, gave it a shit review. And the game is spectacular. Days Gone is an amazing zombie game that I think everyone should play. So I don't take any review. IGN's reviews don't hold any clout with me, because games that they gave shit reviews for are amazing, and games that they gave amazing reviews for were crap. And it's been proven time and time again. I don't care what IGN said. If what they release about Last of Us 2 is true, the game is not going to be good, period. You'll see when the reviewers who get games day they're released, and the game players and the Twitch players and everyone, the actual gamers start playing the game, that's when you're going to get an honest review. When you start hearing what people say about the game after they've actually played it. Thoughts on Tom Taylor writing Constantine? I love Tom Taylor's writing. I think Tom Taylor's an amazing writer. I don't read Constantine. Will I try Constantine? I might. If it's a small week, I probably will. But I think Tom Taylor's going to kill it. I think Tom Taylor's going to kill Constantine. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing. I think it's a mini series he's doing, or is he doing it as part of the ongoing? But I like Tom Taylor's writing, so he's going to do it good. Take IGN with a grain of salt. Exactly, because IGN, you don't know if they got paid off. You don't know if they got something to sweeten the deal to make their review a bit better. You don't know. But I know IGN is and also it depends who's playing it. They have such a difference in people that review games that they give people who don't like the game or that genre of a game those games anyway. So it depends. I think a lot of companies are going to be kissing up to Naughty Dog right now because there was a lot of flack because of the leak. So Naughty Dog is basically begging for good reviews right now. However, there were some honest reviews in between all the good reviews. It may have 100% or 96 right now. Trust me, that number is 100% going to change when the game's released. I will wait. And if I'm wrong, unlike a lot of people who are very proud, I will sit here and tell all of you, holy crap, how stupid was I a half a year ago to think this game was this? It was amazing. So I will definitely 100% call myself wrong if I'm wrong. But right now, if the rumors are true, the game is going to suck. Period. If I'm wrong, I 100% will definitely say, hey, I was wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong. IGN reviewers, even on comics, you can see through their fakeness. I hate that. And that's one thing I don't do here. And that's why, as much as I'm glad that I'm considered press from a lot of comic companies, if I don't have anything good to say about a book, I just won't review it. But a good portion of the books I read, I love, so I don't have to worry about leaving books out. And there are some times, and that's why I say a good portion, there are times where I'll put a book in my review and I will mention certain things I didn't like about the book because there are aspects of a book I like. I'll never sit here and bullshit anybody. I'm going to say that right now. I never have, in 500 plus reviews, and I never will bullshit anybody about how I feel when it comes to a book. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, I will tell you it's good. And if it's bad, I'll probably end up not reviewing it. Or if I've been reviewing it right along, I'll say this was an issue. Try to explain some good points out if there are, and then say, hopefully it gets better in the next one. We'll see. For example, I'm not reviewing any of Bendis' Superman books because I don't like them. In Action Comics, I don't like John Romita Jr.'s art. So there's an honest opinion right there. I don't like John Romita Jr.'s art, and I don't like Brian Michael Bendis' take on Superman. Brian Michael Bendis, however, is a really good writer, period. Happy National Superman Day. Is that today? Is that today? I know it's in June. I didn't know it was today. That's awesome, that if it's today. That's awesome if it's today. Thank you, and welcome in Mike's Media Studios. That's actually cool if it actually is that today. Sad that I'm actually talking about Bendis who's writing Superman and the fact that Bendis and John Romita Jr. are destroying Action. But hey, happy Superman Day if that is today. You're like the opposite of the angry video game nerd, the happy comic guy. Yeah, no, I mean, I've had people want me to do some funny skits like that, but I can't do stuff like that. I'm sorry. I would love to, but maybe it's funny. Ha ha. Yes, sir. June 12th. Oh, wow. Shoot. Well, thank you, Mike. I did not know that. I always get my dates wrong. Thank you. So everybody give kudos to Mike's Media Studio for remembering today is Superman Day. I'm a huge Superman fan, not of the current books right now, but normally. So thank you so much, Mike, for letting us know that. That is really, really awesome. So happy Superman Day, everybody. Let's hope that Bendis gets off this book soon. So let's see. We've got a couple of minutes left. So if anybody would like to bring anything up to talk about, we can. I'm mad that they canceled. Yeah, I am. But Mike, with what's going on right now in the world with the coronavirus, it makes sense. They've canceled conventions. They've canceled everything else. Granted, there are still other things going on right now, but it makes sense. I hate it. I love seeing pictures from the Superman celebration. It's amazing. And one year I hope to go, but it's the way the world is this year. I like positivity. Too many people are so negative. Not Chris. No, I try to stay positive. I really do. And I truly enjoy just talking about books. As a matter of fact, James's cousin Mark, who was watching my review last week, he mentioned, the way you review books is just like, you look like you're genuinely enjoying what you're reading. You're having a good time talking about it. And that's true. And if you don't feel that way, you shouldn't be a reviewer. You shouldn't be talking about what you're talking about. If you don't love what you're doing, don't do it. I love comic books. I love video games. I don't like the way DC and Marvel are handling things, but I still love comic books. I don't love the way, prices for consoles are huge, but I still love my video games. And I may have, I have nothing bad to say about collectibles. I love my collectibles. I really do. I do enjoy my collectibles. So I can't complain about collectibles. But, if you have little minor complaints about things, that's fine. I think any true collector or reviewer, shook my camera and I moved this over. I think anybody will have minor complaints no matter what. It's the people that literally only find the worst possible things to say about everything about what they're doing are the ones that shouldn't be doing it. The angry video game nerd, however, AVGN, because I see that you mentioned something, but you and AVGN do have one thing in common, doing what you guys love to do. Exactly. The one thing with AVGN, though, the one thing with James Rolfe that I love is that he does it for fun. He does, and I love watching his videos. He truly does love video games. He's just picking the shittiest games there are to do reviews on them on purpose. And it's hilarious. And it works. When are you going live next? This channel, I always go live every Friday night. Now, here's what I wanted to mention to everybody, because I've noticed this is starting to become a trend. I'm going to see how next week goes, but I think if next week I'm not ready to go live, because I set this live show to go live at 9:30. If I'm not ready by 9:30, I'm probably going to start doing Dark Avenger Live at 10 o'clock again. Why? Because for some reason, for some God knows why reason, I always end up sitting down at this thing at around 9:45 anyway, or close to 10 o'clock. So I think what I'm going to do to make sure that I know my butt is in this seat and able to do this show, if next week the same thing happens, I'm probably going to be doing it at 10 p.m. Eastern. But if not, it's 9:30, 10 p.m. Eastern, Mike. I do this every single Friday. I have a comic review show that I premiere. It's pre-recorded. It premieres on Monday. I'm going to be doing them Monday nights from now on. So it'll be Monday night around 7 p.m. I have a few other series that are going to be happening throughout the week. But this is the only live show. Everything else is videos. So if you're around, definitely come by. And I'm in the premiere comments, so we can still talk live through the premiere in the comments. Game I'm still looking forward to Ghost Tsumia and the event. Oh, I can't wait for the Avengers game. I'm freaking excited for that. Could you maybe subscribe to me? I'm trying to get out there. Mike, I will check your channel. If I enjoy your content, definitely will. I don't do that sub for sub. This is a thing that myself and James deal with on Twitch. A lot of people come in and say, hey, follow for follow, or sub me, I'll sub you. I'm a person that if I love your content, I'll subscribe. I just kind of spotlighted you a little bit, so if anybody's interested in checking your channel out, they'll go check you out. But I'll check your channel out at some point, and if I like it, definitely will give you a sub. But I don't do sub for sub, my friend. I'm sorry. Still keeping on wrestling. Oh, I'm on AEW like white on rice. I love AEW. I don't really follow WWE. I lost interest in WWE 5 years ago, 6 years ago. The Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Cody Rhodes rekindled my love for wrestling, and I have been an AEW loyal ever since. So I do watch AEW, Chris. I don't watch WWE. Love AEW. And I do watch Ring of Honor from time to time, and New Japan Wrestling is the shit, but it's not on right now because of the coronavirus. I think they're coming back tomorrow. Tomorrow they're coming. Tomorrow or today? Was it June 12th or June 13th? One or the other. They're coming back soon. But I had to unsubscribe to New Japan Pro Wrestling because I wasn't able to keep up with it. And then they stopped doing live programs, and I wasn't going to pay $9 a month for absolutely nothing, and I wasn't going to go back and watch old stuff. So we'll see. Mike T's in the comments. Hope everything is well. Everything's well with me. Hopefully everything is well with you too, my friend. Do you know WWE Superstar Ricochet? I do know WWE Superstar Ricochet. I stopped watching wrestling, though, so I only know him through videos and what people tell me. I am more with, like I said, AEW. I know everybody in AEW. I know most people in New Japan, and I know most people in Ring of Honor. But Ring of Honor has been up and down for me lately. My friend trained WWE Ricochet and AEW's Chuck. Oh, cool! That's nice that your friend trained Chuck from Best Friends. That's really cool. I teased the notion of possibly becoming a wrestler. It's just at 34 years old, if I haven't tried it yet, if I haven't been in the industry at all at my age. See, the thing is, I know I'm not old, but as far as wrestling is concerned, if you haven't been doing anything in wrestling and you're already in your 30s, 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to make it. Well, maybe I'll say 8 or 7 times out of 10, you're not going to make it because you're already in the bracket where you should be, or you should have several years of wrestling and training under your belt. So as much as I love to tease the fact of possibly being a wrestler. And again, there's a lot of injuries that come with wrestling, a lot of traveling. So between the injuries, the traveling, and the fact that I have absolutely jacked when it comes to training, me in wrestling, I don't think is ever going to happen. Would it be cool to be in the ring with Chris Jericho, to be in the ring with Kenny Omega or anybody? That'd be great. But my age, I think that time or that dream is past. Do you listen to wrestling podcasts, Solomon? No, I don't listen to any podcasts, Chris. I literally only watch the shows, and Brant and I are taking a break on AEW Aftershock right now until the world goes back to normal. But I don't listen to anything. I literally just watch the shows. I am a wrestler myself. The same trainer that trained Chucky Chi and Ricochet trained me. Really cool. What do you wrestle in any particular place right now? Feel free to answer that. Whatever happened to that promotion that had the woman fighting the men? It was big for a minute. The name escaped me. Lucha Underground. Yeah, I don't watch Lucha Underground. No sense. It worked for DDP. Yeah, Brant mentioned that to me too, that DDP was in his 30s when he started. And DDP got huge. DDP got real huge real fast. But he had his foot in there already a little bit as a manager. Or was he 30s when he was a manager? I don't know. I just feel like I'm not DDP. I don't think I could be DDP, honestly. Even if I wanted to, I don't think I could be DDP. Love to, but I don't see that happening. I love DDP. I remember watching him in WCW growing up. He was one of my favorite wrestlers to watch, but not now due to the virus. Well, before now, where were you wrestling? Before now, where were you wrestling? But yes, Chris, you make a good point, and Brant made the same one, that DDP was also in his 30s. And look at him. He blew up. I mean, he was in WCW all the way till the end, and he got a good run in WWE, and he had a few cameos in AEW. So, I mean, DDP did, and he continued to do all the way until he didn't want to do it anymore. And he's doing DDP yoga, but he still could be wrestling. In my opinion, in his shape, he completely could still be wrestling right now, but in his choice. And I totally understand. He doesn't want to anymore. Totally got that. I would the first person I'd love to smack around for a little while, MJF. He'd be the first one I'd love to smack around. What's up, Nathan Taylor? We got a hun there. My uncle and Ted DiBiase, sir, do work together. Well, that's cool. OSW. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know OSW. I've got to look that up. The real question, Chris, why aren't you subbed to me after 12 years of friendship? Did you talk about the trailer for Spider-Man game? Yes, I did. Might make me buy PS5. I actually said, Mike, that makes me want it. I mean, it's that versus Halo 6. But if the digital-only consoles are cheaper, I might go to both consoles and get the digital-only ones. So, and yes, I love the Jurassic Express. I do love Jurassic Express. I am a fan of Marco Stunt. Jungle Boy. I love how JR calls him Luke Perry a lot, but I love Jungle Boy. And oh my God, Luchasaurus was in NXT for a time, and then he joined AEW, and I think he does 1,000 times better as Luchasaurus. I think that he was squandered potential in NXT, and he's just being himself in AEW right now, and that's amazing. So, but man, Mike, that's really cool that you found this channel, and I'm really glad you did. But again, definitely will check your channel out later, and if I like what I see, is that what you do on your channel? Is that your wrestling matches? Do you do your wrestling? Is your wrestling matches on your channel? My curiosity has peaked, ladies and gentlemen. The Media Mike. Did I say it right? Oh, Mike's Media Studios. Oh, you worked with Sammy Guevara too. I love Sammy Guevara. I watch his vlogs every week. Mike's Media Studio. Why is it not giving me your channel? What is going on? Yeah, no, I typed it in right. Do I have to put an apostrophe? Are we going to be that anal, YouTube? I don't know why, Mike, but I'm trying real hard to find your channel right now. And typing your name in is not giving me your channel. Yeah, no, it's not giving me a channel at all. I don't know why, Mike, but your channel is not popping up for me. I'm thinking we can still play Halo 6 on current gen. I also have an Xbox One X. So do I. I think it will look just fine. You do know Jungle Boy is Luke Perry's son. Yes, I know Jungle Boy is Luke Perry's son. I knew that from before. I knew that from when AEW was setting up their wrestlers and they were mentioning everyone who was joining. I knew Luke Perry's son was into wrestling before he even joined AEW. I remember them talking about this. No, they won't let you put my matches. Oh, they won't let. Oh, that sucks that they won't. I play Fortnite, but I don't stream it as much anymore. I did. Type it like Mike's Media Studios. That's exactly what I did. Word for word, exact. And it's not. It literally is giving me a bunch of mics. I'm not seeing you, though. I'm looking for your specific tag, like your picture. And it's not showing up. So I don't understand why, but no capital letters, you say. I didn't. I made Mike capital. Maybe changing it now to that will, no. And there's no capital letters anymore. Get that off. This is my last attempt because I don't want to take the show up with this. I don't want people to choke me for doing this. Nah, man, I'm sorry. And I can't, and it won't let me access your channel through chat. See you next week. I'll be there for Fortnite. For Frontline. Okay, Black Knight, thank you for sticking up. I am actually going to be ending the show in a minute. I found it, Chris. I typed it the same way he did. He did type it that way, like this. James, send it to me in our private chat. Do me a favor and do that. Mike, I will check your channel out, and I will get back to you. But it's really cool that you are friends and you've worked with several people in the business, man. I hope to see you in AEW one day. And if your goal is for WWE, definitely come back and let us know if you make it to NXT WWE, and we would definitely love to see you there. But with this being said, though, I am going to start my sign out. So thank you all so much for being here. We have been going for an extra 15 minutes. So thank you all so much. As always, I have a bunch of videos coming out soon. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. This way you are here and I'm in your subscription feed. And anything new that comes out, you'll be able to see. And speaking of which, don't forget to click the notification bell, which will notify you when I go live and when new videos are posted. If you're new, hopefully you click that thumbs up button. So this way you show YouTube you like this video. And if also you like talking comic books, collectibles, and more, come over to the Dark Avenger Nation over on Facebook.com. Links to everything I'm talking about are in the description below. Come join the nation. Come chat with us. Talk comic books, collectibles, and more. Look forward to the TKO unboxing video tomorrow. It will be premiering probably at 12 in the afternoon. After that, it'll be a video. And let me think, am I forgetting anything else? Comic Book Weekly on Frontline, like Black Knight was saying. Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on Comic Frontline. And yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy your books. Enjoy life. And I'll see you all next week for another Dark Avenger Live. Keep reading and keep collecting.